Me, 20M, and my GF, 21F, have been together for the past 1.5 years. Today, in the morning, I was enjoying a walk with my girlfriend when I picked up a news article I read. It was about a guy, 19 meters, getting SA'd by 3 women, 38, 43, 40F, and the police not being able to register a complaint because, according to Indian law, men can't be SA'd, and they are now also changing the law so even SA on minor boys also won't be a non-bailable crime. After hearing this, she laughed and said, "Men can't be SA'd. If they get hard, they're consent." To which I replied, "So, by that logic, if a woman reaches orgasm, it's not rape." She told me it's different, and I don't understand that it's also about how women feel about it. I told her then, why can't the same apply to men? Do you think all men are sex addicts and would go with whatever? She then said she doesn't want to talk about it because I'll never agree with her, no matter what she says. I tried to push further, and I was a bit disrespectful in the way I talked to her. She didn't answer the question asked but rather told me how women are usually trapped in marriage and are always protected by society. I told her men don't have any better either. In this society, we are expected to work and provide and never even show emotions. We rarely even appreciate what we do for our own kids and family because it's just our duty. And let's talk about marriage in the sense that men have to share their assets, even those they earned before marriage and even their inherited property, while women's assets are women's and men have to claim them. If it's 50-50, should it apply to both? I know most Western countries have better laws, so don't tell me that. You can't refuse to give money to your wife if they ask for it. It's abuse by law, while women have no obligation to do so. They can claim alienation if we leave, but we can't. They can call it abuse if we beat them. If they do it, it's a battery and isn't even grounds for divorce. They get half of everything we want out of us, and even if women are rich, we almost get nothing because they are women and were abused in the past. Does that mean we have to endure that now? Just because someone did in the past. She said, these laws exist so women don't get screwed over by men because it happened in the past. I was like, right, it did happen. What happened was bad and should be stopped, but abusing one group of people for the comfort of another is not the solution. Equality is needed, not pseudo-equality. If they make laws gender neutral, the problem will be solved. She replied, that's why you've been up until you met me, you hate women. That's why no one dated you. I was stunned, it was a low blow. I told her she should leave me alone as well. She then stormed off. In the evening, I texted her that I needed time to think about our relationship. I also told her not to contact me for a while. She's been following and calling nonstop. I have not answered yet, but I'm enjoying watching her call me frantically, it's oddly satisfying. Her friend, on the other hand, texted me, saying, I should say sorry to her for being misogynist and take her back because she didn't do anything wrong for calling me out. And shouldn't we throw away 2 years for this stupid argument that's not related to us? I didn't respond to her either, but her friends are really getting on my nerves. My GF is a nice person otherwise, and I never expected this from her, but yes, her views hurt me deeply. My whole outlook on her changed. So Ada for throwing away my supposedly perfect GF of 2 years? I do think I'm not the here, but I do need your opinion. Mini update. So, I read most of the comments that were posted and didn't respond to many because I thought I had nothing more to add. And sorry for my late response. I was passed out after last night's drinking. I couldn't handle non-stop messages from her friends and guilt tripping, although I liked the attention at first and thought she might change her views. We haven't broken up yet, as some of you assumed, despite the fact that I asked for time to think. First, to all the survivors of SA, of any gender in the comments section, how you feel is completely valiant, and I understand this might have brought back some memories of past abuse that you suffered. I'm sorry for doing that, and I'm truly thankful that you guys backed me on this. As many have pointed out, I was in awe for how I responded to her response to changing the topic. Well, I don't think you read my full post. I know it was disrespectful, but I only responded to accusations, and I'm not a man's right, but like everyone else, assuming you're a normal person and are moral, I also want equal rights for everyone. Now, about my GF, well, I do know it was a bad move to break up over text, and I have decided to give her a chance to speak her mind again. But if she continues to deny men can be SA'd, I will just leave and ghost her forever. It'll be hard since we go to the same college, but yes, if I can't really be with a person who thinks like this despite how I feel about her, and I texted her to meet me at a coffee shop tomorrow, let's see where this goes. That's all I'd say. I don't know what to tell people who call this incel rage bait. All I can say is I'm not an incel, please stop labeling me, and I don't have anything against women. I only have something against her because she used personal insults and avoided attempting to change the topic because I tried calling her out. I admit I wasn't any better because I fell for it and was argumentative. I have really wonderful women, mom and sisters, in my life, and they mean a lot to me. I do not hate women. I hate even having to explain this. Update. I apologize for my bad English. It's not my first language. I met her today at a coffee shop. I don't know why I chose that place, now that place is ruined for me. It was my favorite. Last night, I had a chat with her over text, and I invited her to discuss things over coffee. But as advised by a few Redditors, I decided to record the conversation by stuffing my phone in my front pocket. I was wearing a formal shirt just for that reason. When she arrived, she greeted me with a smile and gave me a hug, like nothing had happened before. She said she was happy that I gave her a chance to explain herself, and if I'm willing to look past our disagreement and if I'm willing to admit fault and promise to work on our relationship, she will eventually forgive me, but she's still disappointed. I hold her. I can't accept her views, nor can I forget what she said about me. I asked her, does she really think I'm sexist and misogynist? She said that she doesn't think that I certainly behaved like that yesterday. She was still trying to justify what she said, although her reasoning changed. To sum it all up, it was basically her saying those laws exist because women were abused in the past. That's why those laws exist, to protect them better, and historically, it's been men who SA'd and abused women, not the other way around, and changing those laws to include other genders is taking away from women's rights. Even if men are suffering due to laws regarding marriage and SA, it's their fault for being abusive since the dawn of time, and it's time they get what they deserve. I told her that while it is historically true that there are very few records of women being abusive and committing SA, does she think that there were at least 10% of cases according to statistics of crime against women where someone did that stuff and got away with it, and those are significantly increasing with time? Especially crime against young boys. Have you not read any articles about men coming forward and admitting they have been victims when they were young? Even a few in their adulthood also showed up in her Reddit comment section, especially people who were victimized at one point or another. She said they may be lying, and that's due to them being sexist and hating women, and it's biologically not possible for that to happen because men are stronger than women. Then I asked, do you think men can rape young boys or other men? She said yes, that happens, and they should be punished for it. Instead of changing laws, they should make new laws for such cases. That way, women won't have to deal with false cases because, again, women can't rape a man. I asked her if she always thought that way about men. If so, then why was she involved in activism for trans and gay rights? She said when she was involved in such activism, she believed in those things, but as she grew older and more mature, she understood that allowing men to transition into women shouldn't be allowed because that makes women unsafe in their own spaces because they are men after all. But she also added that women who transition are brainwashed into doing so. It's grooming, but more gross. I felt disgusted. I asked her since when she's been thinking this SHT? She found this out when she met a social worker while she was visiting Delhi, and she was really an eye-opener. I couldn't believe she got radicalized by some hogwash. I thought she was smarter than this. But either way, given her beliefs and hatred for men and other groups of people, I can't be with her anymore and we should end this relationship. She got frustrated, called me a bunch of names, threw her coffee on me, and started shouting. I tried to calm her down because it was public, but after a few minutes of back and forth, the coffee shop owner, who was a real sweet lady, came to my rescue. She asked what happened, and when she asked what happened, she tried to frame me as a misogynist, and I'm breaking up with her after using her for years. I told her, don't lie, I have everything on record, your texts and this whole incident. She then stormed off. Later, she posted stories on Instagram berating me, and some of her friends and even common friends came after me. In response to that, I made a WhatsApp group, adding everyone who accused me and most of our common friends. I posted the video there and told her that if she continues, this will be made public. She then said she doesn't care and blocked me everywhere. As far as I know from our friends, she's still going on about it on social media. I'm sad, but more angry. I was supposed to propose to her in a few months as soon as I reached 21, but yeah, that won't be happening. Despite some suggestions that I don't love her as much, I think I do, but it's just unacceptable for me. Because, as others said, imagine having a child with her in the future and them getting S8. I'm pretty certain at this point that if that child is a boy, she'll blame him and belittle him for being a victim, which I definitely don't want any kid to go through. She isn't right for me. I can't see a future where this would have ended in a good way. I guess what happened was for the best. Apart from certain water damage to my phone and a stained shirt, I got out pretty easily. And guess what? I'll be spending my last year in college being single. There won't be any more updates. Unless she pulls something really crazy, which I doubt. She'll run around claiming things are sure, but I don't think it'll have much impact because, yes, I have proof of my innocence, thanks to Reddit for that. You guys are awesome. Update/conclusion. I have decided to go public with the video and information I have. Well, I'm not a very famous person, nor is she, but yes, people deserve to know what their social workers think. So, the last thing I would do is some little human suffering due to her evil ideals that she has cultivated in her head. She doesn't deserve to be around kids, and I admit I wanted to shield her from further consequences because, deep down, I still love her, but I won't anymore. If I do, I'll be betraying a lot of victims, both of SA and transphobia. Which is worse than having to live with the fact that I hurt her knowingly. Thanks for pointing out that stranger in the comments. I know, I sound cringe to many of you, to which I'd say, lose the person you love the most, and then tell me how you feel. Despite you guys calling her names, some part of me refuses to believe it's really her fault. Despite even my attitude towards her, I still think even she's a victim in this as much as a perp. Yes, a perp can be a victim too. I truly am blaming the hogwash women who radicalized her to this extent. Yes, people from a myth angel, you can call me whatever the hell you like. I admit your comments hurt me, but trust me, I'm not here for karma hell. I'll delete this account. But take this advice, have you ever considered that while trying to call out fake posts, you may accidentally cause damage to someone? I get it's the internet, and I can't believe everything I read, but please be a little sensitive. What part of what I have said makes you think I'm an incel or that I'm calling them for support? I at first made a point to respond to every victim of SA in my comments, but I got so caught up in the hate that I forgot about it. I was explicitly looking for hate and trying to change their mind, but sometimes it's just not an option. I guess people will always believe what they want, they'll rarely see what other people feel or have to say about anything. I guess I was doing that because I wanted to divert my attention from the breakup to something that makes me mad and doesn't hurt me like this does. It's probably best for me to not engage with anyone. I can use some time to heal and actually grieve what I have lost. So, that's another reason. And to people saying, good on you, you dodged a bullet, guess what? I didn't dodge it. It pierced me right through my chest. I'm going from anger to sadness to frustration. It's very easy to say you'll find someone great. Guess what? I lost someone great due to some radical person who didn't have anything better to do in their life except hating on others for just existing. I hope she rots in hell, if it exists at all. I'm not a victim here, so it's fine with what you did to me, not everyone. Most of you were kind, even those with bullet-danged comments. I know you had best intentions, but please, if someone comes to you for advice, do not judge them. People on the internet are still people. Again, women and feminists who supported me, thank you very much. And trust me, I do not have anything against you. I never did and will never do. Goodbye, folks, and thanks for everything.